Welcome to Sports News. Ghana will play Pt.4 in the final of the 2015 Africa Cup of Nations. The Black Stars thrashed host Equatorial Guinea 3-0 in the semi-finals. Jordan Ayew put the Ghanaians ahead in the 44th minute, courtesy of a penalty, before goals from Mubarak Wakaso and Andre Ayew sealed Ghana's place in the final. The match was, however, disrupted for about 10 minutes when irate fans of Equatorial Guinea threw chairs and bottles onto the pitch after Ghana's third goal. Tunisia faced being banned from the next Africa Cup of Nations after refusing to apologize for accusing the Confederation of African Football of cheating. They made the allegations after conceding a controversial stoppage time penalty in a 2-1 defeat by Equatorial Guinea in the quarter-finals. The game's referee, Praia Sichon, has been banned for 6 months for poor performance. Tunisia had until Thursday to say sorry or face a ban from the 2017 edition. Flying Eagles goalkeeper Dele Alamapasu has joined the Portuguese First Division club Estoril Praia from Nigerian second-tier outfit Remo Stars. Alamapasu signed a 4-year deal at the club beginning from July the 1st this year for an undisclosed amount. He will be allowed to join the Flying Eagles camp in preparation for the 2015 African Youth Championship, scheduled to take place in Senegal. Now, the Nigeria Football Federation says it will find a new kit sponsor for the national teams after the contract with sportswear giant Adidas expired. The national teams have been using the Adidas kit subject to a window of grace granted by the German sports firm. The Football Federation confirmed that lines of communication have been opened with other firms who are interested in kitting the Super Eagles. Rafa Nadal admits he is pleased with his performance in Melbourne and will keep working hard as he prepares for the clay court season. Nadal reached the quarterfinals of the Australian Open before his long winning streak against Thomas Berdych eventually came to an end. It was his first Grand Slam since Wimbledon, as appendicitis surgery and a wrist injury kept him off the court towards the end of the 2014 season and ruled him out of the US Open. And that's in the sports news. Ijoma will be back with the rest of the news at 10.
All right, on the international scene, European leaders are in the Ukrainian capital, Kyiv, for talks on realizing a new peace initiative for Ukraine. French President François Hollande is spearheading the push for peace alongside German Chancellor Angela Merkel. He intends to put forward the new plan before meeting Russian President Vladimir Putin in Moscow tomorrow. Here's Cynthia Are with more.
Well, thank you. In addition to that, U.S. Secretary of State John Kerry also landed in Kiev for talks today. The diplomatic push to end the conflict, which has killed more than 5,000 people since last April, comes amid intensified fighting. He said the new peace proposal was based on the territorial integrity of Ukraine and could be acceptable to all, but warned that diplomacy cannot go on indefinitely. Then Greece's new finance minister has urged Germany not to humiliate the country over its debts. He compared Greece's plight with that of interwar Germany, speaking ahead of a meeting with his German counterpart. Germany was burdened with massive debts after World War I and threatened by hyperinflation, crippling its economy. Also today, the Iraqi Prime Minister Haider al-Abadi has ordered a nighttime curfew in place in Baghdad for years to be lifted come Saturday. The announcement came after Mr. Abadi was briefed by security services. Iraq has long used curfews to try to curb the violence, and analysts believe that this latest move marks a major policy shift. Finally, at least one person has been killed and 4 others wounded in clashes at a prison in Ghana's Kumasi city when inmates tried to escape after a fire broke out. Security officers battled with the prisoners, leaving 1 inmate dead and 4 policemen wounded. The prisoners tried to escape as they were being evacuated from their cells after the fire broke out. And that's the foreign news wrap-up. It's back to you now.
Thanks a lot, Cynthia. And the main news again. The Independent National Electoral Commission has restated its readiness to conduct the general elections. At a meeting of the Council of State at the Presidential Villa in Abuja today, the INEC chairman, Professor Atahiru Jega, said the Commission has no reason so far to shift the date of the polls. President Goodluck Jonathan has launched 3 documents to tackle security challenges facing the country, including terrorism and cybercrime. And the federal government has raised an alarm over an alleged plan by some people to buy and sell permanent voters' cards to potential suicide bombers. Well, that's the news at 10 tonight. Thank you so much for staying with us. I'm Ijoma Bunyato. And coming up next is our special election program, Nigeria 2015. To have a good night.